Guys, can you turn the sound man? I wasn't here for a sound check. Can you give me treble? Treble, turn up the treble so I have an edge to it. And turn up the volume so I can just work the microphone. This is my mic, I can do what I want. So turn up treble. Give me an edge on my voice on these speakers. I want to hear it where it goes. 1, 2, 1, 2. I want to get more. Do you have a treble potentiometer on the? Turn the son of a bitch up. Turn it up. Pretend. Listen. Way back. Let me tell you something. Way back in the early days, in the 50s, I had an amplifier. I used to set up all my equipment, the sound. Climb up on a ladder, drag a 4-foot speaker high that we made in Lansing speakers with Fender, with all the stuff we did. And I had an amplifier that was only 100 watts. And it had little tubes in them. And I only had 3 controls. Now, I'm not blaming this on the sound man because what they've made today has just screwed up everything. Did you ever hear the saying, why fix it if it ain't broke? Yeah. I'll tell you what, we designed the Lansing D130s, that's what you're hearing here. D130Fs. And we wanted to have, in those days, they only played so easy. They didn't have a transformer that gives you the power. They had like 15 watts. We created the first 85-watt output transformer that peaks 100 watts. That was like going from a VW to a Testarossa, all right? Now, we had to get a speaker that could handle that. So we went to JBL's. Now, Lansing's were partners. And they got in a big fight, so they split up their company. One's called Altec, and the other one called JBL. So JBL, Leo and myself, and Freddie Tavares, one of the greatest Hawaiian guitar steel players, we were like the 3 musketeers. And we'd sit in a little room and try to figure out how to make it louder. And Leo used to say, why do you have to play so loud? Well, what happened was, we took him to the Rendezvous Ballroom that had 4,000 people packed. But in the beginning, I had only 17 guys that I was surfing with every day. And when the first 100 people came in, their bodies did not soak up the sound. And when we got 1,000, 2,000, their bodies would soak up the sound, and you couldn't hear the fat, like Gene Krupa's drums that I wanted to make. And so then we turned around and asked JBL, we want a 15-inch JBL speaker. We want about an 11-pound magnet on the back. And they started laughing at us. And they said, what are you going to do, put that on a tugboat? And Leo was like Einstein. And he just looked at him, he had a little monocle on his eye. And he looked at him like Einstein, and he just said, you want my business, make it. And they did. That became the JBL speaker. As the years have gone by, and the company was sold, blah, 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 Leo passed on, they came out with new people, like relatives, to run the country, their company. So they go, we want to show you what we can do. So they turned around and changed the whole damn thing. And the same speaker, I said, give me a speaker that's going to mimic the same as my JBL D130Fs, standing for Fender. And they gave me this speaker. I took it home, I put it in the cabinets that we designed, for these. And you know what? I wouldn't use that speaker for a boat anchor. Yeah. And the worst part about it was they made me pay for it. So that's bullshit. But anyway, so with your amplifier, here's how I powered my sounds for vocal. I just had this little amplifier. It was a Bogan amp. And what I did was I had 3 controls: volume, bass, and treble. Now, I just turned around, turned up the volume, and I turned up the bass. So I get a fat sound coming out of those speakers. Then I took the treble, and I turned up the treble so you had an edge. An edge. Like that. Not a edge. That's what they sound like here, all right? So don't do that shit to me. So the thing is, and because I won't sing no lovey songs for the ladies, and you guys are not going to score. That's all there is to it. All right, so, hey, Ronnie gets all these letters. She answers 2,500 a week, and they're going, man, I don't think I love him. He's God. It happens, you know, and stuff like that. But anyway, so do what you're doing, and it's starting to change. So don't have any limiters. Don't have pads, because this poor guy has 172 knobs he can turn. All right? Yeah, right. So just concentrate on just bass, treble, okay, and volume. Fats Domino, we performed together. He used to sit at his piano, and he could stand back this far here. He had his sound man make the volume fully loud right here. So then when he wanted to get really down and just sing through the air in the throat without screaming, he'd go to the mic. He'd go. And he wouldn't blast it either. He'd go, hi. How are you? Say, I'm fine. See how bitchy that sounds? It gets you right here. It gets you, huh? All right.